still sleep with this stuffed animal? I sleep on my stomach. I don't like waking up in the morning.
Okay, so if you notice, what he did was, it was a lot of movement, and it's kind of hard to tell within one sitting, but what he portrayed there was when he moved his back, that was a posture shift. He moved actually both his legs, leg movement. He moved his hands a little bit, hand movement, and he moved his arm, which is arm movement. The only thing that the only two other cues that we found in other people that he actually didn't display was a smile and touching the face. And we use this example because he portrayed a lot of cues to deception.
After going through and tallying up all of the cues that we observed, we then went and considered gender and if there were any correlations between certain displayed cues and the gender of the participant. We concluded that there was no strong evidence to suggest that there is a correlation between gender and displayed nonverbal cues. And this is our chart.
The most commonly displayed cue that we found was actually hand movement. This can consist of just like fiddling with your fingers or playing with like a string, like from your shirt with your fingers, or just any readjustment of the hands. And out of the 20 total participants, 15 of the participants displayed this nonverbal cue when telling their false statement.
Being as there was a lot of contradiction in previous done research studies, our results are significant because they offered clarity to the confusion of what are the existing nonverbal cues for depicting deception. To conclude our presentation, we set out to answer the question of what are the nonverbal cues that an individual displays when telling a lie. By conducting our experiment, we discovered that while hand movement is the most commonly displayed nonverbal cue, gender has no correlation between nonverbal cues to deception that we could find. While this will help with better understanding how to determine when we are being lied to. For further research on nonverbal cues to deception, we have a few recommendations for the researchers to improve this research. We recommend that they use better equipment rather than a phone camera, a higher tech camera, and putting speakers in the room. So when they later go back to observe their research, it's easier to hear and understand. And then we also recommend having a more diverse pool of participants. We just had our pool from kind of the Fairfax, Oakton area and Nova. And so it would be better for them if they had more people from all over. And then if there was more and better advertisement of the study being done, ours was just word of mouth, but if they advertised online and stuff like that, we think that they would receive more participants who would be willing to do the experiment. We are very grateful for our professor, Dr. King, for aiding us in the process of this experiment. We would also like to recognize and thank all of the participants of the study for taking the time out of their day to participate in this experiment. If anyone has any questions, we would be happy to answer them.
These are also our references.
Yes.
There's a lot of them.